Hello, my beautiful people. I think that you did not expect that to happen, but it is happening. I'm back, and I hope that you are ready for the return of chaos into your life with my videos. So it's been a while. It's been a few months at the moment. I completely don't remember when I filmed the last time. I would guess March, beginning of April. I think so. Because definitely I missed my Flosstube anniversary. Happens. We're going to celebrate next year, double. So, yeah, things were happening. Life was happening. It wasn't as bad as it was last year, as you remember. But yeah, things were happening, good things, and also some crazy things. And I just needed to find my space in all of that. And I think that I am back. That I am back to a rather good place and I can continue. So I just realized that I didn't introduce myself. So yeah, what did I say about Kiss? So if you don't know who I am, probably a lot of you don't know. But okay, my name is Dobby. Covered in floss here, covered in floss on Instagram if you want to find me. And this is my channel about anything cross-stitch, with lots of tangents, with lots of strange segues into other topics, because I have ADHD and I live with that. So today is pretty hot at the moment, as you can see from the sun from the outside. So probably we are not going to be joined by any of the cats, but for anyone who is a returning viewer, you know that there are two cats that very often just come here and just like put their bums into my face. But today, let's hope that it's not going to happen. So, yeah, as I said, it's been a while, so I was wondering how to do that, how to go back to filming Flosstubes once again. And I decided that the best thing would be to simply do a kind of mid-year-ish WIP parade, because if you are watching the videos from this year, you saw that I had some plans and I had like a lovely spreadsheet and so on, but then I just went and I just started stitching, and then the stitchy bag was completely gone and I didn't know what to do. So today I sat down to sum up anything and everything, and let's kind of do that in this way, that you will see what I'm working on at the moment, what are the changes from the last time, and what is happening. So yeah, let's see. And to anyone who was reaching to me during this time when I wasn't here, thank you. I really appreciate that you care, and it melts my heart. Thank you so much. So let's get into that. I was wondering a lot if I am still able to do that, if I remember how to do that, but yeah, let's see. It's just like there are no plans. I have a list. You will just probably see like the light changing from here, because this is where my other screen is, where I have my list open with everything. So let's hope that this is going to be working for us. Tablet ready, list ready, let's go. So if you watched my beginning of the year WIP parade, I had at that time, I had 17 WIPs and I had 4 plans to be WIPed. So altogether there were just like 21 projects. Of course, your girl cannot just like, I cannot, I lost a word. It's not a paperclip this time. If you cannot brain decided that it won't be braining anymore, so I'm very sorry. This is what I call a brain fart, and I don't remember what word should that be, and this is a word that I use every bloody day. If you are tempted by something, resist. Brain. I call myself fairly intelligent, with a nice word bank in my brain. Of course, when I want to present that to people. No. Resist. The word we are looking for is resist. So, coming back, your girl cannot resist if there is something that is pretty. So, of course I have a couple of new starts, but not as many as I would expect from myself, knowing myself. So we're good. We're pretty good. So altogether at the moment, I think that I am at 23 or 22 actually, because in the meantime there was a finish. So, and I know that I was telling you about this finish. It was the Wretch's Sacrifice by the absolutely amazing Night Spirit Studio. So that was finished, and I haven't started the new one in the series yet. So, oh my god, now math help. So that was 23 minus 1, 22. I promise I am intelligent. I really promise. But, oh well. Yeah, please believe me. Please believe me. I'm trying my best. So let's start. In no particular order, because I have a pile here, I have a pile here, and I have a pile here. So let's hope that none of these piles is going to collapse. I think that I opened all the zippers. If not all, there are just like 2 or 3 that I could have missed, but I think that we are there. So good. Yeah, just grabbing the first one that I have, and let me be surprised what that is. Oh, no surprises here. Sorry, it's just like I have this, probably most of us have this, have these bags, and I don't know, I have like 2 batches and all of them are okay, apart from this one bag that is so extremely crinkly that I am just like, you know, handling that with the utmost care not to make extra sounds in here. So trying to move it to the side at the moment, hoping that it's going to be okay. So the first of our projects that we have here is the gorgeous, gorgeous Prince of the Meadow. And let me just like, I am opening the mock-up so you can see that. Oh no, I think that the, yes, it's more beautiful with how Michał prepared that. So, sorry, cable, removing that. So this is Prince of the Meadow, and it is by Starry Designs, and I am absolutely in love with that. It's just like, I saw it last year during Stitch Basel, and I absolutely fell in love, and I knew that I have to have it. So I think that I started also during the Stitch Basel, but unfortunately the fabric that I chose then, I decided that it was like too dark for that. I wanted to be popping, and I got a perfect piece from the amazing Kaylee 10 Stitch on Instagram, and the sewing shop, her shop. So this one is 28 count Lugana. It's called Honeycomb, and I am stitching that with the custom dyed Silks for You. So, and I'm stitching that 1/1. So it's super, super tiny. Basically, as you can see, this is the other part of this, of the pattern. So I think that it's going to be somewhere here. So it's just smaller than my hand, and I have really small hands. So at the moment, I am at 1,185 stitches out of 10,500. So it's, I think that I am at a bit over 10%, 11%, I think. So, and that was because I restarted that this year. So that was the amount of stitches that I actually stitched on that this year. So I am just like super happy about that, and I definitely need to come back to that. At the moment, I will try to take advantage of the weather and of the sun outside, because stitching that 1/1 on 28, I have glasses, but I need to double that. So yeah, so that was the first one, Prince of the Meadow, by Starry Designs, and I even have my list of when it was started. So it was started exactly on the 1st January this year. I'm so organized here. I didn't remember that I was so perfectly organized with the dates and everything. Hello, who am I? Sorry. I was just like wondering, who am I? I wish I was organized like that in other parts of my life as well. Okay, so the next one, and the next one is also this year's start. That was one of the plans in my previous WIP parade, and this is my favorite painting ever. It is Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. I think that I don't need to present you what it looks like, but it's just like, I remember the moment when I saw it the first time, and it touched me somewhere deep in my soul, and I am obsessed. I'm really obsessed. I have like lots of things with the Starry Night motif and so on, and my biggest dream is to see that in person, but at the moment somehow traveling to New York is not an option, so I am hoping that I will be able to go to Amsterdam once again, to the Van Gogh Museum. When I was there the first time, I started crying. I was just like so completely. Van Gogh is my favorite, is absolutely my favorite artist, and that was a huge thing for me. So this is, you probably noticed that I didn't give you like the who charted that and so on, because I have no idea. It was, I found it in 2013, 14, I think, somewhere online. It was a website with free patterns. It does not exist anymore. It takes you to some, I was checking, it takes you to some strange stuff, so nope. I'm not going to be telling you what website that was. And this is where I am at the moment. So as you can see, not a lot, but this is my biggest love in life, so I think that I'm going to spend some time with that. So at the moment, on this one, I have stitched 757 stitches out of 71,700. So it's just like, it's basically nothing, but it's a start. It's a start. So I really hope that I will be able to continue. Oh, and basically, if you see my full coverage pieces, and I do not say specifically what count of fabric or what fabric that is, it means that it's my absolutely favorite at the moment. It's 22 count, it's Zweigart. So this is usually used as a hardanger fabric. However, for me, it's just perfect for stitching one-on-one without straining my eyes too much. And basically, on most of my pieces, I do that 1/1 full cross. There is only one, but I'm going to mention that. So if that's not 22 count, I will tell you. And at the moment, I am stitching mostly with CXC threads. So this is where we are with the, in terms of like the not tools, materials, fabrics, and so on. Good. So we are there, and that was Starry Night, the new start of this year. Another of new starts. There will be quite a few. Then I have my beautiful next bit. So again, as you can see, this is also, you can see that this is a bit different color. It is still 22 count, just in cream, but I think that I think that I was buying then like a huge piece of that, and they didn't have white, and of course I needed like a big piece of fabric at that time. So I went with cream, but I noticed that the cream one behaves a bit differently than the white one. So I think that was a bit of an experiment, and I'm going to stick to white one. Still, cream, amazing. It's just like, it behaves a bit different, and I stitch even with my full coverages. I stitch that in hand. I stitch that not in hand. I stitch that in a hoop that I hold in hand. because I need to have like a drum tight tension of the fabric, and it's just like much easier for me to achieve with the hoop in my hand. So that's why. So here, this is just like, I am in love with this pattern, and I have been in love with this pattern from the second I saw it for the first time. So meet Milo. And Milo is Milo is it's art by Hanusan Fabregas. I have no idea if I say that correctly. And it has been charted by Kaylee 10 Stitch, the sewing shop. It's just like, it's so absolutely adorable that when I saw it, I was just like, I have to. Then I was thinking, no, just like, you have so many things. But no, it won my heart. It completely won me over. Sorry for just covering my face with a piece of fabric. This is what I usually do. So this is where we are. So as you can see, it was lots of, it's not black, it's 939. This is basically 939 is the color in my life at the moment. That basically I have most of my patterns where most of the color that of the colors that are used, one of the highest numbers is going to be 939. Just like, okay, I accepted that in my life. So it's just like, I'm going with that. I'm not skipping anything. I'm just going as it is. And with Milo at the moment, I am at 11, almost 1200 stitches out of 160,000. So it's not, again, it's not a lot, but basically with most of my hobbies, I always say that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So as I chose full coverage pieces, I cannot expect like super quick results in here. We're good with that. Sometimes, of course, I wish that it went a bit faster, but then I try to concentrate once again on the process itself. Oh, and Milo was started on the 24th of December 2023. So it's a last year new start, but I started like a teeny tiny bit with Milo, just so I could show that I have a WIP. Silly me. Then the next part, and this is one of a few not full coverages that I have, and I have like a super tiny start on that, so nothing to write home about. Let me just show you. This is Friends by Sunny Cloud Studio, and I'm stitching that for a friend who is absolutely obsessed with Friends. And I thought that it's going to be like a perfect thing for her. And I chose basically, I chose a piece of Lavender Ida. It is, I think that this is 14 count. Whoa! It turns out that I started that from the other side as well, and I have more progress than I thought. As you can see, I haven't touched it for quite some time, but it's... So this is 14 count, and I have just like first twirls here from the frame. I would really like to work on it a bit more and maybe have it finished this year, if possible, because she's like my closest friend here, and she is planning to move out, so just like, how dare she, how dare she. So with friends at the moment we have 394 stitches out of I have no idea how many. I think that it's 14,000 something, so it may take a moment before I have it done, but I will try. I will try. Okay, so the next one, and we have another not full coverage piece, and this is on the fabric that I am just like, oh my god, I love this fabric so much that if possible I could just like basically, let me just look at the mock-up. Okay, mock-up doesn't look so well, but probably most of you who know the witchy stitcher, you know this pattern as well. So this is my lovely Claries. Have the lamps stopped screaming? I was trying to show the mock-up, but unfortunately it doesn't look so well. But I hope that it's going to be looking a bit better from what I have stitched, and I am stitching that on the jack-o'-lantern. It is 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen by XG Designs, and this is where we are now. So I have the writing done. I am just missing a question mark here, and I was just moving to work on the moth and also on the frame. So at the moment I'm doing everything with black only, so there will be more color added when I'm just done with black, but somehow my brain cannot stop doing the black stuff in the until I'm done with that. I cannot move to anything else. And on this one, I call it Claries. I have 1937 stitches done out of 3,331. So it's a pretty good result. I'm definitely over 50%. So who knows, maybe that's going to be at least one finish this year. Another finish this year, because I had two, but they were tiny. Okay, so let me just take quickly, I'm just working on my list that I have here, so I can like mark what I already told you about and so on. And with the have the lamps stop screaming, that was this year's start. I don't have the exact date, that's why I just cannot give you that, but definitely this year's start, and already on WIP. This is how we work on that. Okay, and the next thing, I think that I completely don't need to show you that because everyone knows it, but just for the sake of clarity and being organized, tell me what's that? Yes, you're correct. This is Pandemic long dog samplers. I'm going to say it very slowly because I have a tendency to say that this is long dog samplers. So no, this is long dog samplers. Pandemic, so pattern from 2020, of course. And this is where I am with that. And my frog needle minder from amazing Flosstube Chronicles here. So look at that. This is just like, I am absolutely in love with this color combo at the moment. Just like, I don't know if that's because of the blinds or something, but it's not showing perfectly in here. So I'm stitching this one, and that was, yeah, so here we have the extra fashion for that, because this one is being stitched on the another XG Designs fabric in 40 count this time, and is that Old mushroom. I think that this is old mushroom, but I am not sure. I would need to check, but basically this is just like gorgeous. The modeling here is so stunning. I just cannot. Each time when I look at that, I want to work on that, but on 40 count, I can do 28. I can do 32 kind of, but for 40 count, oh, we ready? I have a special tool. So, my homemade bifocals, also called Stitch Puzzle 2023 fashion. I do not recommend wearing that and going outside, because if you are like me and your depth of your side is changing, you are going to be even more clumsy than normally. But coming back to pandemic, so pandemic is just like amazing, and I'm stitching that with only 2 colors of DMC, so I'm stitching that with 3687 and 3688. So it's just like it goes perfectly and it looks so good on this fabric. And at the moment I am almost at 2200, so still quite a lot in front of me, but 2200 is nothing to complain about. Okay, putting back my readers into the bag, because otherwise I will just like lose them. And then the next WIP that I have is Mirabilia Red. It's going to be here. We all know it. And the thing is that I restarted that after a few years. I thought that I lost the stitching, but I have that in another bag. So, sorry, losing threads here. So I restarted that, and I love the fabric that I am working on, because this is the gorgeousness here. So just like, as you can see, I have something done. I definitely have something done. Let me just like double the fabric so there is not so much light from behind. So I was even counting that, and at the moment these are I did this year 617 stitches on that. I started that last year, and oh, and the fabric, just to let you know, so the fabric is chemical romance from Kaylee 10 Stitch, the sewing shop. The thing is that this year, this completely didn't call to me, and it is not calling to me at all at the moment. So I think that it's going to go into the like a bit of a timeout zone. So I am not stressing about not touching that at all. It's going to be like a very conscious decision. However, I just wanted to show you that it's there. It exists. I will come back to that definitely, because I love the pattern, but it's just like I have other things to stitch on. And I need to show you that, because it's just like, how could I not? This is the bag that was made for me by Kaylee herself, and I'm just like, it's each time when I look at it, it makes me smile so much. Okay, I think that this pile is going to be, that I'm putting stuff onto, is going to be a bit unstable in a moment. So yeah, but let's hope that nothing is going to fall down and we are going to survive the whole experience. So that was red, and I think that this is the only pattern that I really didn't touch so much. So That's a pity because I love her, but I'm not going to be like pushing myself too much on something just because I want to have it stitched. So back to something that I actually stitched on, and this is Six the Musical by Taylor and Cromwell on Etsy. And this is my favorite, absolutely favorite musicals that I often listen to, and I basically know all the lyrics and so on. And this year we were lucky enough to be able to see that, because the Six went on tour and we could see that in original, because basically if there are I don't know if you know that if there are like famous musicals and they are being shown as not on tour in other countries, they are translated to the language of this country, and we really wanted to see that in original. So when it came to Munich, we're just like, yeah, we need to have the tickets straight away. So I am stitching that on another gorgeous fabric from XG Designs, and so far I didn't do too much. Let me just like find the, I should have the card in here with the name of the fabric. Nope, I think I lost it. Yay. This is 32 count from XG Designs, and I completely don't remember the name now. And I feel very bad about it. I won't find it now. So yeah, so look at that. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. And as you can see, it, because the pattern was created for the black fabric, and it's basically like 3 colors in here, but I decided to stitch that on this fabric, and I am going with the colors that represent the colors of the dresses of the queens there. So let me just quickly, okay, I have an absolute mess. I'll just show you this bag in a second, but it's just like I have an absolute mess in here now because everything is just over my, okay, here. So I will just show you what a gorgeous color palette it's going to be. So here, and with the 550. So just, how can I? Yeah. So it just like, it's going to look amazing, and I'm super excited. And this is another one that I'm going to keep telling I need to work on that more, because it's just like, it's not a big pattern and I can have a finish in no time. But there are other things that are calling to me now. But still, I have 591 stitches on that. And the total number is almost 2100. So I can say that this is a lot already done, with one divorced. And okay, I need to take it out again because I need to show you that. So if you watched my videos before, you know that I am absolutely obsessed with bags by Diane, Frog and Fudge, and I asked her to try to create a smaller bag for my smaller project. So I asked her to actually create like a bag that would fit A5 pattern, and she did it. So they are sturdy, you can just like put them. I at the moment got kallax, so they stand gorgeously in the kallax. So look just at the fabric. And as I am a crazy cat lady, I have meaties, I have cats in there. I am just obsessed. You will see lots of Diane's bags because I have millions of them at the moment and still need another million. So, hi Diane. So that was the sixth musical, and my brain is off again. Brain, come back. It's absolutely too late for another coffee for me, but I think that I may need it. But okay, we will think about it. We'll think about it. So, another bag from Diane. She claims that these are buttons. I say that they are cucumbers. And I'm going to stick to my version. So as you can see, these are just like perfect sturdy bags and they fit amazingly into the kallax. So in this one, as this is super, super green and gorgeous, we have my first Amy Stewart. My first of many. There are quite a few, I would say. So this one specifically is Anne of Green Gables, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. When I saw it, I just like fell in love. Just so beautiful. I definitely need to stitch on that more, but yeah. This is something that I would like to stitch for my mum, because Anne of Green Gables, the books and the movies, the old movies, this is something that we share love for. It's just, we are both completely in love with them. So this is where I am at the moment. So stitching these trees, that was the most enjoyable experience in my life. I don't know if that was something about these greens, but I couldn't stop. I absolutely couldn't stop. But also, as it's me and I couldn't stop stitching on that, I burned out a bit on this project, so that's why it hasn't been touched for quite some time. But at the moment I am at almost 20% with a bit over 20,000 stitches, so I will definitely come back to that. There was a plan for a moment that it's going to be like my focus project for 2024, but after stitching on that so much earlier and just getting a bit burned out, it went away for a moment. Yeah, like more bags from Diane. So as we are already with the Diane bags, oh, and just to let you know, I completely forget about that, I'm partially organized. So I started on Anne of Green Gables. I started on the 24th of October 2023. So most of my projects are just super fresh, and most of them will be either the last year start or this year start. So another bag from Diana, that was the first one that I got. Just like, I am in love. It just like fits so much stuff in here. And this one is another of the Heaven and Earth Designs projects that I have. And this is a Peacock Plumage by Sue Taylor. Oh, let me show you what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm just going to start showing mock-ups because they look a bit better. So this is the mock-up. And I am not so much of blue stitching girl, but it's just like I fell in love with this peacock so much, and I just couldn't. So here I was going a bit rogue. So you see a lot of cross country here, and I really hope that I didn't mess up with counting anywhere. And with peacock plumage, yes. At the moment I have almost 4,500 stitches, so there's still quite a lot to do. Let me tell you exactly what. So it's 1.5%, so it's nothing, but still, marathon, not a sprint. We can do that. Okay, it's just like I'm so tempted to just start closing the zippers, but nope. Stays. This one will be shown to you later because this is a new start, so it can wait. It can wait for a moment. So now let me grab another one. And this is a pattern, another Amy Stewart, that I am just like, I cannot. I have a very, very unhealthy obsession with this piece. It's called I Break for UFOs. And there is everything in this picture. Let me show you. So, this is what it's going to look like. And each time when I look at that, I discover some things. So that was the mock-up. Let me just like go back to the original art from the PDF because it's going to be showing a bit better. So of course, everyone who knows me knows, and who watched this channel earlier knows that my biggest obsession is this cow being abducted. When I saw it, I was just like, I need that in my life. But then I'm going to make it bigger. We have a bloody Shiba Inu in a tinfoil hat. I squealed. I'm so obsessed with that I cannot even explain. But then, looking at everything and so on, and this is just like cow being abducted, like Shiba Inu, blah, 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 everything. But then, my gorgeous people, I know that it's not very visible here. You see? We have a Bigfoot. Nobody tells me that it's not a Bigfoot because I know that this is a Bigfoot. And then I was looking at that once again and just like, oh, this is awesome. I break for UFOs. On the UFO, you have like a sign, I break for humans. Fun, fun, fun. And then you look closely and you see a groundhog with antennas. I love it so much. I love it so freaking much. I'm wondering how many other things I will still notice here. But my heart. So, as you know, I have been restarting this pattern quite a few times because I decided that I'm going to try 10 stitch on that, but it was very difficult for my brain. There were too many colors, too much confetti. It's just like it didn't work. So I restarted. And this is where we are now. So we have the shape of this big UFO appearing here. But I am basically just like taking any color that calls to me and I'm just stitching with this color. So I don't try to, it depends on the pattern. For me, sometimes it's just like I'm going like nicely in columns. I'm going to do like a perfect parking and so on. And sometimes just like I let the pattern guide me with everything. So basically at the moment I have a bit less than 4,000 stitches. So still very long road in front of me. I'm not going to even talk about percentages here because it's not worth it. But we will get there. We'll get there. Okay. And now I am just wondering which pile to touch. I think that I will start with the smaller pile because it's a bit easier, and let's hope that nothing is going to like fall down here. So yeah, we have another pattern that everyone knows. Open PDF, not the pattern. So this is another of my favorite designers. Oh, come on. Modern folk embroidery. Oh, can you see it? It's just like there's a bit of a glare on this one. And it's the Fruits of Plenty stitch along of 2021, if I remember correctly. I love it. I was just like, I was seeing that everywhere, and but then I decided that it's just like I cannot. I am not very good with sals. It's a start along for me, never stitch along. But Siska Stitches from Instagram, she was just she was restarting that because she wasn't sure about the color choices. I fell in love with the color choices, so I adopted the project from her, and here we go. Here we are at the moment. It's going pretty well. I'm not going to show you like the bottom because this is just only this bit. So as you can see, I have quite some done. And here is it's a bit of a new thing for me because she started stitching that with Aurifil, and I have never done that with like sewing thread, but I am in love. It's just like it lies so beautifully. If you touch it, it gives you like a completely different feel, like on the when I have like this bigger part here than DMC or CXC would. But I think that in the future I may really consider using the sewing threads like sulky or like Aurifil or anything else that I can find for samplers, because it's just like it works gorgeously. It works really gorgeously. And here we are with another of these smaller bags from Diane, this time with a different it wasn't like horizontal, it is vertical, and I have 2 cats inside. So let me just put everything here so I don't mess up too much with my setup in my bags. So that was a sampler, and now we have a piece that doesn't show too much yet, but it shows something, and I'm in love. And this is on 18 count Ada 2/1. So I have that so far, and if it looks like a butterfly, you may think that this is a butterfly, but it's not a butterfly. This is not a butterfly because this is my gorgeous baby. Let me just show you that. So this is Millie, one of my cats, and this pattern was custom made by amazing Meltem from Lutein Art Shop. And yeah, and basically this is like the first this is the first version of this pattern, because later I decided that Millie is not so much of a pink girl. she would be more like a green girl, and Meltem recharted the background for me in greens. But I started working on this pattern, so I decided that I'm going to do the outlines from this one, and then just like to change when I'm going to fill in the other bits. So this is one of my babies. Putting her here, and here is the other one, because of course, as I have two cats, I cannot have one there and not stitch the other. So she is definitely a pink girl. This is Peppa. She looks so regal, so proud in here. I absolutely love it. And it's so much her. Gorgeous. So with her, I am definitely a bit more progressed. So I'll just try to put it here. And it's also 18 count. When I get it closer, you can see the pinks. On the screen, they looked like very intense, but they are not that intense, and I really love it. So yeah, I really want to push a bit more on this one, but as there was a time where my stitchy bag was completely out, like stitching on filling in anything was absolutely beyond me. I just couldn't do that. That's why it's not where it already should be, because I am so much in love with these two. But I will do that. I will do that one day. I will get there. Whew. So the small pile was touched. We're now going to the bigger one. Let me just move another of the new starts that I had. And we are coming to the pattern that I am working on at the moment almost all the time. It's just like it calls me so much. This is one of my also favorites. Let me just show you the mock-up in a good orientation, so you can see that. Oh, glad. So this is Giro Marchetti market stall, and I fell in love with the explosion of colors. And then I realized, because cats, I realized that I started buying patterns where there is always just like a cat somewhere. I think that I Break for UFOs is the only one without a cat. So as you can hear, you can see here we have a cat sleeping on the stall, and there is a mouse looking at it. Love it. So I don't know if that's because of the colors, but I'm just like so drawn to that now that this was the pattern that got me out of my stitchy bag being missing in action completely for a couple of months. Let me just like fold it so you can see that properly. There are a few parked threads, but I hope that you will be able to see everything. It's so pretty. So absolutely pretty already. It's just, I know that it's mostly like a bit of reds and browns, but these colors are my colors. I love anything autumn related, and even though here we have just like it's fresh flowers, so it makes you think about spring and so on, spring, summer, with the color palette that was used here, in my head it's very much like autumnal thing. And here we have another bag from Diane with deranged cats. I love it. Oh my god, I love it so much. Okay, let me just pack it. here. Go. And I'm trying to think where to start another pile. So with the things that I already showed you. So I think that we are okay now. And yeah, so this is another bag from Diane. This is what I usually use for my I break for UFOs, because why not? The pattern is super colorful, so the bag has to be as well. So here we have cats, and inside we have more cats. Diane, you're a genius. So yeah, I had that in another bag at the moment because I was traveling with that piece and I didn't want the bag to be squished. And another bag from Diane. Surprise, surprise. This gorgeousness. I got it from my friend from Fafi. Thank you, Fafi, once again. And here we have something. Another piece from Modern Folk. Jesus, I'm so sorry. Embroidery. I'm going to show you the mock-up because this is the color palette that I chose. So no time like the present. Oh god, the glare. Okay, I think that with this one, oh, let me just change the orientation, so maybe it's going to be a bit better. So I am using teal, dark teal and brown, and it looks amazing together. I love it so much. Of course, as I said earlier, I am not very good with sals in general. That's why I am not thinking about it as the sal. I am not thinking where I am with terms of percentages of parts being stitched. I'm just like stitching where I want on that. Let me again fold it a bit so you can see that a bit better. This is where we are now. And I love it. It's just like this intricate flowers. This is the thing, that when I stitch on something, I am just looking at the part that I'm stitching, and very rarely I just like put it a bit further away from me to look at the whole. And just showing that to you now, I fell in love with this once again. So yeah, I love all the pieces that I'm stitching on. It's just like, unfortunately I am too old to find a sugar daddy, so I need to work. Yeah, so stitchy time is a bit limited. Big sigh. The next bit that needs definitely more love. I'm going to put the picture here. This is Knightmare by Courtney Collections. Jesus, I really cannot speak at the moment, sorry. So this one is stitched on Kiss from a Rose by Kaylee, of course. And this is where I am. So definitely not enough progress. But unfortunately this is a paper pattern and it takes forever. I have just like issues with my brain and so on with tablet, with electronic patterns. It's a bit easier for me, but I really hope that I will be able to stitch a bit more on that. And yeah, I am just going to be showing how much I stitched without trying to count the stitches, because that was also just slowing me down. I wanted to see the stitches, so I was counting the stitches. So of course it took forever. And we have here another bag from Kaylee. Unfortunately, Kaylee's bags are very, very loved by my cats. So it's covered in cat hair here, for example. But look at that. Isn't that perfection for the Knightmare? I love it so much. Sorry. So that was another of my not full coverages. I thought that I don't have too many of them, but actually there are quite a few. But now let's go to more full coverages. So here we have one that I cropped. So I won't tell you where I am with the number of stitches, because it confused my brain so much today that I decided that I'm not going to go into that because this is too much. But this is Butterfly Fairy Queen by John N. Wright, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is what it looks like as a whole. I cropped it a bit. I'm just going to see if I am able to just show the part that I cropped. So I am concentrating on the queen. I love her. I love her so much. And this is so funny because I am super afraid of moths. And by association, butterflies do not belong to my favorites as well. So me stitching on a Butterfly Fairy Queen is definitely something that just speaks volumes about the beauty of John N. Wright's art. So not so much, but it's a start. And with the Butterfly Fairy Queen, that was also a December start for me. I really wanted to show a lot of WIPs at that time. Again, not talking about percentages or amount of stitches, because I don't know. It shows differently because I was cropping that already on Pattern Keeper. So I was just like marking the stitches that I'm not going to stitch. So it just like, it kind of messes with my brain. So I'm not going to tell you how much I have done. And oh my god, come. This is a big bag. This is a big bag with a lot of stuff, but not so much stitching. So this is another, and this is like a huge one. A huge one. I started that on 18 count, 2/1, but then I decided that no, it's too much. And it's called Magic Lighthouse by Wumples. Let me just find you the... Oh, come on. Again, I'm opening the pattern instead of the mock-up or anything else. And this one is charted by Contemporary Cross. And this is what it looks like. This is the mock-up. I saw it and I was thinking about that constantly for I think 24 hours before I decided that no, I cannot, I need to have that in my life. And I bought it and I started it like very, very quickly. But once I went away from 18 count, that was my preferred, and started on the 22 count, and especially with the CXC threads that are a bit thicker than DMC, I couldn't continue. The stitches didn't look as I wanted them to look and so on, so I decided to restart. So this is a tiny bit here, not so tiny, but on the amount of stitches it's basically nothing, because at the moment it's here, it's a bit less than 1600 stitches out of 431 almost. So nothing, but we will get that again. I just really hope that I'm going to live forever to be able to stitch everything. And now I realized that I lost the pattern. There has to be one more. And I saw it. I was looking at that earlier. And now I don't have it. Let me just do some crinkling here. I'm so sorry. I went through all my piles. Did I skip it somehow? No. Congratulations to me, apparently. Is that you? No, it's not that. So there is another Amy Stewart. There's another Amy Stewart. Let me just show you what it's going to look like. So please believe me, it exists. I just don't know where. It was with me like an hour and 30 minutes ago when I was preparing for everything. But oh well. So it's a supersized pattern, and from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called Little Dreamer's Tree. Max colors because, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. And now I'm just trying to open the mock-up, and I keep opening the pattern. So I don't know how much you're going to see, but because it's huge, it is 150 by 999 stitches, so it's massive, it's huge. So of course it's very difficult to show the details, but I absolutely love cherry trees, and looking at that, I had to, so it's so beautiful with like these tiny fairies and so on. And I hope that I will find it, and I will be able to stitch that in the future as well, because I do not have too much on that. It's 860 stitches, so again 939. I had this corner done, so not done yet, even started. Where did you go? Where did you go, pattern? Gone. I don't know. So that was everything about my WIPs that existed before, and now we have new starts that are WIPs now. Talking about Amy Stewart. Of course, I was enabled. Mika, it's your fault. Mika, darling Bluebell. And I got myself a stitching shelf. Everyone knows what it looks like. It's massive because, of course, if you want details, what you do? Oh God, come on. You do another supersized pattern by Amy Stewart, and you do that because sleep is for the wicked, for sure. It is also max color, so we have 238 colors in that, so it's going to be confetti hell, but it's beautiful, and I will stitch on that. I started a bit. It's the tiniest. Let me just show you the amount of fabric that I have here. I needed to move back because there's still some here, and there's still a bit on the bottom. So as you could see from this perspective, there are not too many stitches in. Let me show you. That's like the tiniest, most pathetic start ever, but it's a start. So it's a WIP now, and it's a cat fur flying. Okay, now it doesn't want to. Ah. See, here, this tiny bit, this tiny. with 4 colors already. Only 4 colors, but still, it's just, let me tell you, because yeah, this is 26 stitches out of almost 750,000. I need to be immortal. Yes. That's the plan. That's the plan. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what I'm thinking with all my full coverages sometimes. I love them. They're gorgeous, and they will be gorgeous when they are finished. Okay, I'm not thinking about time and passing time and all this goodness, because I have another new start that I want to show you, and this is in the most gorgeous bag ever. So it cannot be more pink. Everything here, it's pink. The bag is pink, the zipper is red, the floss. When I saw this floss, I was just like, I have to have it. I just need to find a perfect pattern for that. And I did. And it may be a bit of a surprise what kind of pattern is that, but let me just first show you also another gorgeous extrude designs fabric that I completely do not remember the name of because I am useless. Let me just quickly have a look into the bag. Maybe this time I didn't lose the... I did. I need to check. So, this is another modern floral embroidery. Here be dragons. Oh, sorry, I have my working copy in the plastic sleeves. It's going to be a pink dragon! Because we love dragons and we love pink, so why not? And I also have like a super tiny start on that only. But, oh god, I need to do more of that. I think that this is, was it also 40 count? And I'm doing, this time, I'm doing that 2/2. I think that it was also 40 count, but don't remember now. Unfortunately, the colors don't show here on camera as well as they should, but this thread, this silk, is just perfect for this fabric, and everything is just like coming along so well together. In love. I'm just looking at that and I needed to stop for a moment just to admire the gorgeousness. But I'm just like terrible. Where are my cards with the names of the fabrics? I was sure that I have it. I have it. So this one is called Ash Rose, and it's also 32 count. It's Zweigart Belfast linen. So go to Xjuice, a website, or Etsy, and just like check the colors that she has there. It's just like whoa. So that was two of my new starts, and I have a third one, and the problem is that it's another one. Oh no, I have it. This one is located. So this one is, I'm going to show you the mock-up of this one. When I saw it for the first time, I fell in love. My only problem is that this is AI, unfortunately, and I'm trying to go away from AI as possible. But I'm so in love. It's just like I really could. Oh, hello, I just found a needle on my tablet. My tablet has like a magnetic case, so I love her. I really love her, and this is, it's just like, I know that what with AI and so on, I really don't want to do anything that kind of takes away from the artists. But I saw her and I fell in love with the pattern so much, and I started looking for something similar from the real artists, from the persons, and I couldn't find this style. And this is the only reason why I got it, and I just really want to have it on my wall. I try not to do that in the future, but with this one I just had to. And still, the pattern is so gorgeously done, and it's checked, and it's not like from the pattern mill. So I'm going to give you the name of the shop. It's Mommy's Hobbies Design Shop on Etsy. I'm going to link that as everything else below. So yeah, still give her some loving because it's beautiful. And this is, oh sorry, for this one I didn't have the zipper opened. And this is a pattern that I actually decided to do in 10 stitch. So this is my only 10 stitch pattern. Let me just grab the huge blanket of a stitching shelf. I'm sorry, it's so crinkly. I was thinking about just like ironing the pieces, but I'm really sorry. It's just like I'm still working on that. It's going to be crinkled again, so I'm not going to. But look at her. I did the everything in black already, so it will be filling in the colors, and she's gorgeous. And actually I'm super surprised how well the 10 stitch is working on that. So just like, if you don't come super close, or even super close, you cannot just see that. So it's on 22 count to over 1, and I'm pretty happy with the coverage, so I'm not going to complain here. And that was last of my projects. There are a few that are still in plans that I already bought. I am waiting for the fabric and so on. So definitely some more may be happening, but at the moment I'm going to concentrate on what I have, on what is really a WIP here, and a WIP that is going to be continued. And let's see what the future brings then. So once again, thank you so much for your time, for spending that with me. I am happy to be back, and I really hope that I will manage to get back to regular filming, especially now that my stitching bag seems to be quite all right. Let's see. But thank you so much for your time, and I really hope that if you're new here, you will decide to click on this subscribe button. If you are returning, thank you for your support, and I wish you an amazing rest of the day, and happy stitching. Bye bye.